With these 4 phrases, I started to sound more professional instantly. The crazy part is, I didn't have to go C1, C2 level English, nothing hard at all. These words were all very known to me, and the only thing I did was changing these 4 habits that I'm going to show you, these 4 phrases that we repeat over and over again. Yes, that's right, at work, and made me stand out immediately. The first big one that I see over and over again is I want to talk about, and this is in, I don't know why people in Mexico, Colombia, when they want to start a presentation or a talk, they always, I want to talk about, right? And this is not so good professionally because it doesn't have to be about you. It should be about the audience or should be around the topic, right? So, for example, I want to talk about quarter or third quarter results, right? So this is like a not very pro way to begin. And remember, the beginning is especially important because you're calling out for attention, right? It's like kind of the hook of the video, right? They're going to decide if they want to pay attention to you. So this one in particular, it's pretty important to know that in the end, they're going to hold attention for you. So I want to talk about Q3 results. Not so very good, but how about you try the next one? This one, it's much easier. Let's go over, right? And it goes like this. All right, everybody's here, so let's go over the Q3 results, right? The let's go over, it has the person, let's is together, right? And go over is kind of like review, right? Or look into, right? So you're looking into the Q3 results. So it sounds more professional, and by the way, it's a little bit easier it's really easy to remember. So being professional is not about talking in difficult English. It's about choosing the right kind of angle for the English and the right kind of attitude. So let's go over. It centers in 2 things. Number 1, you are centering in the main topic, and number 2, you're giving the verb around us rather than about yourself. So that's why let's go over. It's much better that I want to talk about. So every time you want to start, don't say I wanna, just say let's go over, right? Remember, like, let's go. All right, like, let's go with an over. Let's go over. All right, awesome. The second one is I was in charge of. So this is very common in job interviews and anything that is like describing your role or something like that. And it's very common that people say, I was in charge of the accounting department, or I was in charge of the agility project, right? And this is not very professional because the verb who's the one in charge is kind of old school, kind of really behind language. I don't know why they teach the in charge of, because it's not something that sounds any strategic. It sounds like a lousy supervisor, right? I was in charge of, so you're sounding like a small supervisor of what's it called? What are these companies called nowadays? I don't remember. It's like a telemarketing or like a call center. Yeah, there it is. You sound like a call center supervisor when you say I was in charge of. You might as well say I was in charge of the call center unit, right? So that does not hear strategic. Instead, you could actually pull this one out and as I said, you're going to have like really easy English. It's not sounding professional, is not about hard English, it's about different English, right? So get rid of in charge of and instead say I managed. I managed, right? How beautiful is that, right? How does that sound in a sentence? I managed the accounting department. I managed the agility project, right? And that is more, sounds more strategic, sounds a higher level, right? So there it is. And as you could see, it's not a harder English. You just could say, I was in charge of, no. Say, I managed. Remember that you could say, all right, I managed the agility project, I managed the implementation of the ETL system, or I managed the rollout of the ERP system, right? So I manage has that power that it goes well with a lot of stuff, right? And doesn't make you look like a lousy small-time supervisor. So yeah, you're going to sound really good saying I manage, and it's easy, right? The next one is I was giving a training, right? Giving is a problem. Giving is like, here you go. There is no like, I was giving a training, or worst will be I was having a training, right? When you were actually the one doing the explaining and stuff like that. So giving is so, it doesn't have the impact, and also it could sound a little bit like confusing. You give a training as a gift, or were you like the one in, talking and teaching? So yeah, whenever you want to say I was giving a training, how about this next one? This next one over here is going to actually like, oh yeah, I hope it clicks for you, right? I was delivering a training. There it is. So you could actually change all the verbs that have giving, right, on it, and put delivering instead, and you will sound like way more professional just by switching the giving to delivering, right? So remember, delivering and managing are these power words, right? Repeat them as much as you can, adopt them in all situations. They never grow old, and I think there will be great impact in your communication, right? So I was delivering a training. Yep. And the last one, I mean, this one is just like a nod, just a little out at the end, because the thanks for being here is so like, it's not basic, but it's actually kind of like, it doesn't feel professional. You want the people to feel your professionalism in the start, beginning, and ending, right? So I think professional English also is about, going specific, right? You're not thanking them for being here, and this is when you finish a call, by the way, right? Like, oh, I'm finishing this call, is like, yeah, thanks for being here, or thanks for your time, right? Instead, you could actually go specific and say, thanks for joining the call, right? So you're thanking them for a specific action, right? Not for their time, not for but you're thanking them for the action of joining the call, or thank you for joining the call. We'll have a next one. We'll have a recurrent meeting every week, so feel free to join. So join is a great verb to start talking about meetings. Anyway, so these are some phrases that I have seen over and over again, and I just wanted to give it to you. How you could sound more professional at work with the least amount of effort, right? So hope this helps.